Good afternoon. I'm in the Bluestack Mountains in South Donegal today, and it's an absolute cracker of a day. Blue sky, hardly a breath of air, but there's a chill in the air. I can feel it in my fingers, and the weather has changed in the past day or so. Where the heat we've had at the end of September has totally disappeared. So that's good. Actually looking forward to that. Ground's still very wet. I can see that here as I'm walking up through the forest on my approach to the hills. There's a lot of water running off, so I'm not quite sure what it'll be like in the hills. But the plan today is to take in 4 new tops and to visit 4 tops that I've been on previously, but a long time ago, and hopefully get a summit camp in. So we'll see how that goes. I fell in with a farmer when I was walking along the forest track. So he actually owns this land I'm going to be climbing up. And I did check with him whether that was okay, and he said it was. So he's like a weekend farmer, he says. He's about 220 sheep, and they're out this weekend just bringing the last of the stragglers down off the hill before winter. And he's a builder by trade. But what was really interesting was that he said when he comes up here, he loves it. Because it just clears the head, and isn't that what I say? Isn't that what a lot of people that sort of go into the mountains and walk on wild camp say as well? So there's just another affirmation that that's true. I've reached my first summit, Brack, which is just over 400 metres. It's been a trip of about 8 kilometres to get here, and I do think I was spoiled slightly by that track before I've hit the boggy wet ground that I've had to come over to get up to the summit. But you can see around the summit area it's a lot more rocky, which is again very typical of the Bluestacks. So my next summit is Cloghervahe, which is just over there, and then a bit more of a climb up to Browns Hill. It is 6 o'clock. There's not an awful lot of light left. It is getting quite chilled. I'm at summit number 2, Cloghervahe, and again it's just over 400 metres. Now it's 6:45, and I'm not sure if I'm going to get any further than this evening. Browns Hill's over there, probably up there in half an hour or so, but you know what? I got some water down below at Blacklock, so I think I'm going to set up here for this evening. I've got a wee spot. I have a tent and bivvy with me as I usually do, and my hands are really feeling the cold. There's a wee breeze. It's a clear sky. I think I'm going to set the tent up. because I'll be in it for quite a long time tonight. So that's the plan, and the plan keeps changing, I suppose, and that's okay. I think I'm actually a wee bit shell shocked just at how cold it is. My just fingers and toes are really feeling it, and that's probably the first time in a long time. Now there's just the gentlest of breezes, but just with a clear sky and a northwesterly wind, that's just enough to make it feel really cold, and I wouldn't be surprised if there was a frost tonight if the sky stays clear. So I had a big plan for this weekend, to go away and do a 2-nighter in Connemara. All very dramatic and fantastic scenery. But I think I was a wee bit unwell, just had a sore throat and the sniffles, and I just didn't feel right. So I didn't get up at 6 this morning. I got up at 10, and then I was sort of loafing around, and it was a gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous day. And I just said, you know what, I'm going to go somewhere. So I had been looking at the Bluestacks as well, and I had this wee route planned out, which takes in 4 new tops and goes over 4 tops I've been over before. So yeah, I think it was a good idea to get up and get out and come and do it, even though I'm not feeling. I'd rather maybe be in a nice warm house watching TV in some ways. But I've had something to eat. I'm just about to have my tea and some biscuits, and I'll get all nice and cosy here in the sleeping bag. And I've got my down booties with me. It's the first time they've been out in quite a long time. So yeah, I'll get sorted and get settled. Good morning. Maybe get a better sense of this wee summit of Cloghervahy where I was camped last night. right in the middle of the Bluestack Mountains. That's a big high Bluestack Ridge over there. And as you can see, the sun is trying really hard to come out through the cloud. It is pretty chilly. It was pretty chilly last night. Didn't quite get to freezing, but there was a stiff wee breeze. It just really made it feel cold, and I actually had to put my down jacket down the bottom of my sleeping bag, even my down booties, just to keep my feet warm. I don't know whether that's still that I'm still feeling a wee bit under the weather. I had a bit of a sore throat and that this morning. So, but I actually slept pretty well. I was in the tent maybe for 9-10 hours. I only woke up a few times. Had to go out to pee, go for a pee a couple of times, and that was okay. It was cold, but again, there was a lovely star-filled sky. So yeah, a pretty decent sleep. I've got the tea on, and I'll get packed up and be on my way up Brown's Hill up there. So I've a good bit of walking ahead of me today, which I'm actually looking forward to, and hopefully the sun will come out as well. That's me all packed up, and I usually just sort of trot out the leave no trace principles sort of byline, and somebody actually challenged me, made me think a wee bit in the comments of one of my previous videos. Just what does leave no trace actually mean? And I usually say it's, well, you should know that I've been here. And that's fair enough, though. This person talked about how close do you camp to sources of water, what do you do with your waste, is there stuff that you leave behind but you sort of hide away so that nobody can see, and that's okay. So that's actually really got me thinking, and I usually do camp right beside rivers or sources of water, and it's got me wondering, is that an okay thing to do, because increases the potential maybe for contamination or leaving some sort of trace or affecting that water source? Yeah, I've definitely been thinking about that. I didn't camp beside a water source last night. I think that was more out of necessity than anything else, but it's something that I'm going to bear more in mind sort of going forward, and hopefully talk about a wee bit more. This is the third of the new summits that I've climbed so far. I have one more to go. And again, I use mountainviews.ie to check these summits out, to check what ones I've climbed, what I haven't, what height they are, and sort of what lists of Irish mountains they fit into. So a great resource if you haven't come across it yet. I use it regularly. Lovely morning so far. There's a heat with the sun. There's just the gentlest of breezes. I've taken off my down jacket that I had to wear this morning, and I'm heading next over to Donegal, and it's over 500 metres There's 3 summits up there. I'm not actually sure if I've been in all of them before. I've certainly been in some of them, so I'm going to visit each one of them just to be doubly sure. That's my final summit over there, Grana, at 440 metres. Now I'm adjusting my route a wee bit. I'm just going to follow the line of sight, which means a wee bit of a steeper drop than I had thought. But then I can head straight across. This is a little Illinmore Loch, and it's actually got an island in the middle. That's an island, sort of near enough running the whole length of the loch with just a bit of water on either side. And there's no shortage of water up here in the Bluestacks. There's lochs and pools of water absolutely everywhere, so you'll never be stuck for water. That's back up the Croagnagear. That's the side I dropped steeply off. Wasn't too bad at all actually, and the walking pole makes all the difference, especially in wet ground. My final summit, Croagnagear, and it's taken a wee bit of a walk to get here. It's a sort of way out and so. But worth it, I think. Worth it to be standing here on top of it and look at those views right into the heart of the Bluestacks and Loch Belshade. And that's where I had probably one of the most perfect camps I've ever had, away a number of months ago, just on the shores of Loch Belshade. A place I would return to in a heartbeat for a wild camp, especially now the midges are maybe away. There hasn't been any midges at all. I know that wee breeze has been about, so I don't know. It's what, middle of October. Are they away? Are they not away? I think they probably are. And absolutely superb views down over Loch Esk, out to Donegal Bay, and out to the Sligo Mountains, and out of the wee breeze. It actually feels really warm, really nice. So I'm going to follow the Barnes River down. I'm going to get a wee spot somewhere along it to stop and brew up some tea. Look at all this bedding material. There's a couple of sort of entrances at the base of this big rock here. So there's obviously something using that as a set, whether it's a fox or a badger. But it looks like there's lots and lots of activity around here. It's not a bad wee spot to have your house either. I'm finally getting a cup of tea. It's 4:30, so I've had nothing since breakfast this morning, apart from I think one sort of protein bar. It just shows you how much or how little you actually do need if you're walking through the hills. So I'm down at the Barnes River proper, and now I'm going to follow this down to Barnes Lock, and just after that I'll pick up the track that'll take me all the way back to where I started. The light here on Loch Barra is absolutely stunning, absolutely beautiful. Look at that, wow. And you can feel the coolness of it as well. I'm walking along the shore here. There's just enough room along the rocks to walk. But you can feel the temperatures drop when I'm just beside it, and I can see that there's still fish rising in the loch. One last look at Loch Barnes before I leave it, reluctantly. Stunning, absolutely stunning. It's 7 o'clock. I am on the track. I've about another 4 or 5 kilometres, so there's no way I'm going to make it back to the car before it's dark. But I think I'm actually going to enjoy walking up along the track in the dark just without a head torch. Yeah, I think I will. And you can see the last of the light is just disappearing away out to the west. A big bird of prey came down just along the track between the trees, just the treetop height, and then swung in. And it had a big long sort of fingered ends to the wings. I said, is that an eagle? Is that an eagle? And I stopped just to do this bit of chatting, and I banged my walking pole into the ground, and it came out again. And it literally flew just over my head, about 30 feet up. And I'm, well, I was going to say 100%, but I'm 89% sure it's an eagle. Wow. That's me pretty much back at the car. I've really enjoyed the past 2.5 hours of walking in the dark along the forest tracks. Lovely clear sky, full of stars. You're just focused on the path in front of you. And it was definitely a golden eagle that I saw just skimming above the trees in the forest, and that, without a shadow of a doubt, is the highlight of this trip. Wow, um, wow, just amazing. Um, Long walk in, long walk out. This trip's going to be just over 30 kilometres, and really, really cool to take in, I think, 5 new summits. Yeah, so a really good trip.